What? Wait, I don't think they're ready for this.
These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. Pull up on them and it look nice, look nice.
These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. Pull up on them and it look nice, nice.
Yeah, we look nice, future looking nice, we don't need to tell them
Here
twice.
comes the future.
Yeah, we look nice, future looking real nice, we don't need to tell them twice.
Here comes the future.
Josh Berlanti, the former Melbourne City, amongst others. Already a long and illustrious career, leads out the Melbourne Victory. Here come Perth Glory, who are without a raft of players, including their headline signing over the winter. There is no Daniel Sturridge for the second match in a row for the Glory. And with all due respect to this Glory squad, and there are plenty of very promising and exciting young players, they are almost down to the bare bones. For Melbourne Victory, no changes. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tony Popovic going with the same side that defeated the Raw 3-0 last time out, with Berlanti in midfield and Lee Broxham dropping back into the centre of defence. There's how they'll line up at 4-3-3, with Jack Brimmer, a scorer of 2 goals against his former club, the Glory, in this fixture last season. 2-1 home wins for both sides last campaign. Look out for Ray Marchan, the Spaniard number 4, who has been impressing with his football knowledge. And Nick D'Agostino, who last weekend scored Victory's second against the Raw. It was their 700th A-League goal. The former Perth Glory striker. He scored 5 last year, 8 in total in 3 seasons with the Perth Glory. Plenty of home support. We've become accustomed to that at AAMI Park. And the theme song for the Melbourne Victory, as we have a look at Richie Garcia's 3-4-3 formation. Only one change for him as well, that one enforced. There's no place for former Socceroo Brad Jones. He has succumbed to a calf injury, which means that youngster Cameron Cook makes his first ever start in goal. 3-4-3 with Calva, Aspro, Potomitis at the back alongside the Dutchman Latchman. 4 in midfield with Koske Ota in the middle of the park. And what a moment for Cameron Cook. He becomes the first ever A-League player born in Alice Springs. Welcome to the top division for a player who starred in the NPL last year, an Australian under-20 international. And it's the Glory that get us underway. They're on a monstrous away trip, and they're not really sure where it's going to lead them next. The latest news is that they stay in Victoria for Melbourne City next time out, but beyond that, it could be a long way away from home for these Perth Glory players. For Melbourne Victory, everything has been going swimmingly so far. 2 wins from 2, and I am Robbie Thompson, joined by Daniel Georgievski. Daniel, what do we expect from this clash? Surely Victory have to start favourites.
Of course, Robbie. It's they're playing at home. You know, I think Victory have just gone to their 20,000 members, which they're always up there. You know what I mean? It's a home game. It's one like they haven't started this well in the season for a long time. I think from the start of the A-League, to be honest. So big pressure onto Perth. It's a hard game. They've got a new goalkeeper. Obviously, the fans around him won't make his job easier, but at the same time, Victory have a job to do, and the Popovic era has started quite brightly for Victory.
It certainly has. 2 wins from 2. They've only managed more than 2 wins from 2 once before in their history, as Dan was just saying. It was back in 2006-07, a year they did the double. Latchman at the back with Ota. Koske Ota's ball in. It's not a bad one either. Fornaroli drives goalwards. And it wasn't the most convincing piece of goalkeeping from Ivan Kilava. done by Aspro Potomitis. Now Burke down the right-hand side. Calvar playing in that right wing-back role. Well, plenty of experience, Davidson. Happy to mix it with the youngsters.
That's exactly right, Robbie. Look, I know Berkey is a tough lad. You might think he's a bit relaxed, whatever, but he doesn't stand down to nobody, regardless of Davidson's career that he's had up to date. So it's good to see there's a bit of hustle and bustle at the moment, but it's going to be a tough day for Davidson if he thinks that Berkey's just going to roll over.
He's hungry, Anthony Burke. 2 appearances with the Raw last season. He returned to Victoria, played with Altona Gate before joining up with the Glory, who are for the moment based back in Victoria as well. Burke's ball in. Oh, the defensive header. In the end, Victory get away with it. There is the 24-year-old. Otta with the throw. It's a good throw. Sardinero, and that's a good effort as well, and that's a superb save from Calvar. Away to his left, brilliant stuff.
Magnificent save, but he's saying that was a foul throw. I actually don't disagree with him, but that's that experience that Popovic knew with him when he brought him to Xanthi last year. But look, it was a great shot at the end of the day, but Calvar read it perfectly. He's very experienced. He's won championships with Dinamo Zagreb, and he puts it right there. He hasn't had much to do the last couple of games, but when he's called upon, you can see he knows what he has to do.
D'Agostino. This Glory side know him very well. It's not so much this Glory side because there are so many new faces as well, but the club does. And that's a great ball in for Rojas. The flag has stayed down, and that was a gilt-edged opportunity.
Yeah, we can see Marco, he just slipped through the gap. No one really picked him up. I think Lachman didn't even know he was there, but it'll be interesting to see whether this was offside or not. But still, you can't not track your runner. You can see here was a delightful ball in the middle, and Lachman just was ball watching. Someone of his pedigree, you wouldn't expect that from him, but it was a big chance for the victory.
Someone of that pedigree for Marco Rojas as well could easily, very easily, have ended up in the back of the net. Brimmer delivers. The header from Fornaroli. Sardinero helps it on. Rojas secures possession again. Nigro's ball back post is a good one. And Brimmer just couldn't get that header into the danger zone. Oh, it was a lovely run. It was a fantastic ball in from D'Agostino as well. Just over a minute to go till the break. You can see Fornaroli there, not tracking it down. Experience as well. He knew exactly what the legs were on that ball. Oh, as there's a high boot there from Marchan. A yellow card, no complaints from the Spaniard. And looking at the concern there, I think we may have a bit of blood perhaps. That is painful.
That is very painful. Very, very high foot.
He raised his foot. It wasn't malicious, though, when you have a look at it. There was no malicious intent, and I think that will play a big part in this decision. But Kurt Am's now looking at it as we speak.
Yeah, Daniel, what do you make of that one?
Look, I've seen it been given a red. However, he didn't see it. The referee was in a great position there, but we don't know. We've seen it go either way, so we'll just see what Kurt Am sees in the replay.
Well, he's having a long look at it. And the referee is heading into the pocket. No, it could be. What's he made of this one? The VAR check. We're heading into the pocket. It's no yellow card. It's a red for Ray Marchan. Well, this will change the complexion of this contest. The decision has been overruled by the VAR. Dangerous play from Macca. The foot into the head of Asperopotamites. And now, just seconds before half-time, Melbourne Victory find themselves a man down. And it looks as though Brimmer has dropped back into that second role alongside Brillanti. Oh, as Fornarolis dived in late on Negro. The Victory players want to get involved as well. And we saw it, a little bit of spite, a little bit of niggle between these two sides right from the start of the match. And now, as we head towards half-time,
the fact that the Kurt Am has let a lot of the little niggle fouls go, and I think the players have thought, well, if we can get away with this, we can get away with a lot more. So I think it has hit a point now where it is getting a bit too much, a bit too stop and go. But look, there is still another second half to go, and we shall see. I think he's giving a yellow card to one of the assistant coaches at Perth Glory.
it is. Fornaroli escapes with a yellow card for that late challenge on Negro. Again, the referee allows play to continue, but not for long. It's half-time in what has been a dramatic, epic first 52 minutes here to take us to half-time. Melbourne Victory are a man down after a red card for Macca, after already seeing their central defender Brendan Hamill go off at half in that first half with injury. Neither side have been able to find the back of the net so far. At Amy Park, it's a very passionate, scoreless draw at the break. Melbourne Victory 0, Perth Glory 0. The second half is underway. Daniel Georgievski, we know that Tony Popovic can set his side out, that if you want to coach in this sort of situation down to 10 men, it probably is Tony Popovic in the A-League to ensure you get a result. Is that how you see this one? Well, but we saw Perth with plenty to play for in that first half and plenty of ambition as well. What can we expect?
It'll be interesting to see this first 5 minutes how Popovic sets his team, and we can you'll see straight away. I'm pretty sure he will go straight for attack. He won't sit back and just absorb all that pressure that Perth Glory will give, but at the same time Perth Glory have had a very good first half, so it'll be interesting to see what both coaches have done, and it's definitely going to test their coaching abilities.
Well, it looks for the moment like they've set out in a 4-2-3. We've got Bodner in the middle of the park with Sardinero and Steins. There's Clisby who's playing the punch. Here goes Calva getting forward. The cross in is an excellent one, and the header just wide from Fornaroli. And he thought that was in the back of the net.
Well, with someone like Fornaroli, you would expect it in the back of the net, but forget about that. It was that beautiful cross from Calva. He was playing centre-back, back three, and we just saw that he's playing as a right-back now. He did it a few times for Western United, but this was a delicious ball that he's put into the box. But very unlike Fornaroli to miss a goal like that, which was probably the biggest chance of the game.
We'll see it from this angle. It was well wide in the end. Ivan Kalava will tell you he had it covered. He's being held onto by Davidson. He does well. Gets it wide for Calva, but he's forced to stretch. And the referee allowed a big advantage there, and he's brought it back to what is a very, very dangerous free kick for Perth Glory. Fornaroli goes for goal, and it's tipped over, perhaps unnecessarily. It certainly came off the gloves of Kellever, but the referee deciding goal kick. Fornaroli asking the question.
Yeah, it was a great free kick here. Fornaroli's got that in his locker, but yeah, it looked like he touched his fingertips, but the referee didn't see, which doesn't really matter, and I think there's going to be a substitution coming up right now.
So the second change of this contest, and it's one of the youngsters, Josh Rawlins. Clisby's ball, back post. Burke will get another chance. He finds Steins in the area on the left foot. Ooh, and it almost squirmed away from the gloves of Kalava. from one end to the other.
From one end to the other, Robbie. It's very entertaining. It's opened up a little bit. Obviously, you can see from that chance that Victory just had, Perth came on the counter, and it was a bit of the first cross was a bit too long, but then Berkey had brought it back in, and big chance and great hands by Kelleher, even though it was a pretty standard save. Something could have happened from, something could have eventuated from it.
Burke, back for Rawlins. That's well played. Nice touch too. Gets it out to Steins against Davidson, and he's won a corner. And we saw in the first half, if not so much recently, that Perth's delivery from corners was very, very dangerous indeed.
Yeah, he tried to catch Ivan Kelleher off a couple of times by putting into that 6-yard box, but seems they're going to be doing the same thing by getting Clisby across and pulling in that in-swinger. So we'll see how Victory deal with this.
Fornaroli will, of course, be the target. Clisby with Burke on the left foot. What a shot! What a goal! Anthony Burke. Well, we were wondering where it would come from. It was a corner, but not what we expected. A different move, finding Burke, and you called it. Daniel, at the top of the programme, look out for this kid because he will not back down.
No, he has not, and he has put his foot straight through there. We actually were expecting a corner, just a cross into the box, but Berkey's just sweetly put his... The Harvey Norman replay shows that Berkey has put it sweetly, and I don't think Kelleher had any chance. He had no chance. He hit the side netting right inside the post. What a goal by Berkey.
Fantastic strike from Anthony Burke. Rawlins with Bodnar, only just, but Glory managed to find a little bit of space with Clisby. Nyongabire gets it back to Clisby. A little ball into the area, the back post. Here's the goal scorer, Burke again. That time looking selflessly back into the middle with Fornaroli. He gets a good cross in, and that's two! What a moment for Kieran Bramwell. Just his second A-League goal to go with one against the Jets last season. And the substitute, just 19 years of age, has maybe taken this one beyond Melbourne Victory.
What a goal by the young lad, but it's all come from Berkey. He's on a high from the first half into the second from his goal. He's just been very threatening, and that's a delightful ball. That's every striker. He just had to put his head there, to be honest. Victory couldn't get around it. There was 3-4 defenders in the 6-yard box, but he pinpointed his striker, his own player, sorry, in the box. 2-0 for Perth Glory, and a mountain to climb for Victory. Well, like we said, Robbie, Perth, the recruitment has been the talent of Perth-born boys, and right there, the tour appearances last year, he would have learnt a lot. There was a few times that players got around him, so you can see he's learnt by not allowing the attackers to get around him at any way. So it's good to see that a young boy's coming up from the youth of Perth going to that, and there's a lot of confidence given by the coach for him to go forward and express himself, and he's been very confident and has had a tremendous game for the past couple of minutes.
As Fornaroli adds a third, and it's a goal that his performance deserves as well. It's not entirely dissimilar to his first goal this season against Adelaide, but what a moment for this Perth Glory side. All the talk out of the camp was how the chips were down, that they were struggling, that their backs were to the wall. And Richie Garcia's side, led by their captain, Fornaroli, and their local supporters are enjoying this one immensely. It's Perth Glory 3, Melbourne Victory 0. Who saw this coming?
Oh, nobody saw this coming, definitely not us, but that's what happens when you give someone like Fornaroli so much space. He had the option to pass it down the line to Berkey, who's actually in a lot of great form, but he took it upon himself. He scored in the first round in a similar way. Kelleher probably could have palmed it away a little bit, but regardless of that, it was a tremendous strike by Fornaroli, and you can see that's a man full of confidence.
Well, didn't he enjoy that? The Uruguayan, who continues to chase the goal records. 48 in 70 for Melbourne City. That's now 28 in 56 for Perth Glory. Fantastic. It's in there now for Guerria. Marjotta as well. Davidson, what's the referee made of that penalty? Now,
Yeah, let's see this replay. You can see that, or it could possibly even be a handball by Davidson, but I think Steins actually did see him coming and he was going towards him, so I wouldn't be shocked if the referee...
VAR review, because did Davidson just make too much out of the contact? Let's have a look again. There's not a whole lot of contact, is there? Is it just the arm? What are we looking for? We can't see a potential handball there against.
Well, no, he handballed it after the fact, but I think just that little push that he might have dived a little bit, but we'll just wait to see what the referee interprets it as.
There's not much contact.
But mind you, Kurt Am was in perfect position right in front, but a slow motion replay shows differently.
And maybe a hand there. Look at this angle. On the arm of Davidson, perhaps. Look just above. The forearm is very tight, isn't it? Well, if I had to say, I think that's almost a handball. What's the referee decide? No penalty. Well, things have gone in Perth's favour, and I don't mean that as in anything untoward. 2 VAR calls. Both have gone against Melbourne Victory. And those supporters are not impressed.
No, they are not, and we'll just leave it at that.
No, drop ball, no free kick. Play on for these final seconds. How much more is the referee going to add on here? It's been a rather bitter evening for Melbourne Victory, one that will certainly leave a sour taste in the mouth. A red card, 3 goals, certainly a last-minute penalty wouldn't have changed anything for the final result at any rate. And there goes the final whistle after 97 minutes of high drama at Amy Park. It is the first defeat for Tony Popovich's reign in charge of Melbourne Victory. They came into this contest league leaders with 2 wins and no goals conceded. They now head back to the drawing board on the back of a 3-0 defeat to Perth Glory. A fantastic first win of the campaign for Richie Garcia and his men away from home. A shake of the hand for the 2 men that used to work together, of course, at Perth Glory when Tony Popovich was head coach. Goals from Burke and Bramwell, the youngsters, and then the experienced Fornaroli with a firecracker finish. And here at Amy Park, it's Perth Glory 3, Melbourne Victory 0.